This is part 2 of my Great Lakes Comic Con video. This is my haul. So let's check it out. Hey, thanks for checking me out here at my comics closet. I'm Lynn. Now, this is the second part of my Great Lakes Comic Con video I'm putting out because first one was pretty long. I mean, it's just mostly footage of the show, video of the show and some of the stuff that was going on there. Talked about some of the upcoming shows, so if you want to see any of those, you can go back and watch that video at the beginning of it if you don't want to watch the whole video of the show. I got a lot of the cosplay and stuff. I may have some of that in here too. I gotta see what I can edit in because I already shot this a couple weeks ago. Before we get going, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, a comment, share, let your friends know if you're going to any cons or shows or anything like that. Comment below and let me know what you're up to, or if you see any of these books or anything I'm showing or looking at my past videos. That stuff's going to be up for sale, or it is up for sale if you want to contact me through my Instagram. And subscribe. I'm looking for subscribers. I think I'm at 278 right now, but I'm going to do a giveaway here for my 250 subscribers. I'm going to give away a 9/8 slab. This or something similar. I've got some books I'm sending into CGC. I get them in this weekend, and I'm going to, when I get them back, I'll open them, and if any of them are 9/8, they're going to be eligible for the giveaway, or at least most of them. I might have a couple I'm keeping. I'm not sure what all I'm sending in yet. But then I'll do the giveaway and somebody will win a slab. So anyway, yeah, it was the Great Lakes Comic Con in Warren, Michigan at the Macomb Expo Center, which is part of the Macomb Community College. And we had a great time. It was a great show. We lost a great guy in Mike DeSantis, who was the showrunner. He put the show on, and he's been doing it for like 16 years. If you want to see, I did a little tribute to him. I was wearing a shirt. You'll see in this video, I'm wearing this shirt, that Mark Myers from Comics Beer and Sci-Fi drew the design for to commemorate Mike's passing. And if you want to see a tribute to Mike DeSantis, like interviews, talking to the people on the vendors and stuff from the show that he knew that were friends of his, and the guests. He knew all the guests personally, I guess is what he was saying. Well, that's why I have all these Secret Wars books up, the whole series, except for number 3. I had signed by Jim Shooter at the first Great Lakes Comic Con that I went to, which I think was 2022. But it's always on the weekend, like right around my birthday. I think it was on my birthday, was like on Saturday that year. I'm not sure. It used to be a 2-day show, but now it's 3. So we're hoping we can still continue with them. So I got all these books that I had signed at the show, and then they were sent out through Lockwood's Loot to CBCS. He's a representative of Beckett. And I said the Secret Wars 8 came back in '96, the newsstand. The rest of them came back various. Like I said, I had number 3, but it was beat up really bad, and I didn't get it signed. I bought a couple number 3s now that are kind of nice, a lot nicer. Fit right in with these at least. So I might get those signed if I see him again. He signed everything for free. So anyway, let's show these books I picked up from Great Lakes Comic Con, which if you can see, I did have this signed by Bill Morrison. He was there. So I had him sign this. He did the illustration on the cover of it. And that's the back of it. They do have like the Great Lakes Comic Expos. They have the dates planned, so we don't know what's going on with the shows yet. So, but the first thing when I got this show, actually, I went Friday. I don't think I bought any books Friday. I just went, kind of scoped the place out. I did pick up they have the con exclusives, which I'll show here in a minute, but there's pictures of them there, that are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books that have a homage to the giant size X-Men, number 1, first Wolverine. So I got 2 of each variant. There's the black and white variant, then there's the color Virgin, and then there is the regular cover. So, and I had a couple of those signed by Kevin Eastman. But first, I'll show the books that I bought. I mean, I didn't buy anything super big. A couple cool ones. There's a lot of boxes, like dollar books, $2 books, $5 boxes, even 50-cent boxes. So I was thumbing through a lot of that stuff, trying to find stuff for my mini sub collections. But I did find this one that I thought was cool, which is Famous Monsters of Filmland, which I think it's a magazine. Which I used to buy these when I was a kid. Now this was from 2012, but I used to buy them in the 70s and maybe the late 60s. But this has the front cover of John Carter, Warlord of Mars, and it's illustrated by Arthur Sidum, who is they call the Zombie King. He did all the Marvel Zombie illustrations on the covers, and did a lot of other stuff. He did the Moon Knight series. He did the Deadpool Merc with a Mouth series. I have a whole bunch of books like this. This is Marvel Zombies 1 with the AF-15 homage, signed by Arthur Sidum. And he also he does a lot of prints. I've got a bunch of prints. Well, that's what he did with his autographs. You should buy a print, then you get the print signed, and then he'll sign your book. So, anyway, I got this one, Famous Monsters of Filmland with Arthur Sidum cover. It's in really nice shape. I got this from Jeff. I don't know if he's got a name for his vendor booth, but everybody knows who Jeff is. Guy with the beard. And then I bought these. I'm looking there's a Judge Dredd book, and if anybody knows what it is, maybe you can tell me, comment below, where he's coming out of, or getting bit, chomped on by like a Tyrannosaurus, I believe, or a dinosaur, it looks like. I saw it one time and thought, oh, I'll go back and get that later. When I went back to get it, I couldn't find it. But it would go into I have a whole sub collection of people in the mouth of the beast, I want to call it. But anyway, I did find these two, Judge Dredd, which is just this crazy, I forget the guy's name. He does these covers. I looked it up. Right there it is. Bolland covers. Like Jeff was saying, all these Bolland covers. They're a bunch of crazy ones. Here, a whole bunch of monsters, like a giant Venus flytrap with a guy's feet hanging out of it, and then these two, I don't know what they're supposed to be. Ugly girls. That is what we always called fugly, right? Anyway, so I got that. Famous Monsters and those two Judge Dredd books from Jeff. And I think these were $10 each. I don't know what this was. 25. Like I say, they're all in really great shape. Well, these were actually the first things I bought once I got going Saturday. Once I got there. And these are actually one of the last things I bought. I don't remember who. I was digging through boxes. See, this all say $2 on them. I believe they were down there. They were like half price in the $2 boxes. But I got this Avengers. What is it? 310 with Blastar on the cover. I always liked Blastar when the Fantastic Four ended up in a negative zone and had to fight Blastar. They also got this. What is this one? Avengers 306. Submariner on the cover. But it also goes to one of my sub collections of the floating heads, right? It's all floating. It's underwater. Submariner. Anyway. Then also I got this Avengers 302. Quasar and Wonder Man and Tiger on the cover. There's also floating heads there. The Avengers are notorious for it. Floating head covers. Well, these are only a couple issues apart. And then there's also this, which this one's 323. Avengers 323, and it's got Quasar still, but floating heads. So I bought 3 floating head covers and the Blastar for $4. So I just grabbed them up. Now, I can't remember whose booth this was. If you remember, if I was there at your booth, comment below and say, those are my books. Well, these I think I got from Hatchback. But anyway, okay, let's show these first, which is just a king size annual number 10, Amazing Spider-Man, where he's fighting the Human Fly. Which I bought a bunch of Human Fly stuff when I see it, just because he's like the opposite of Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man, Human Fly, I don't know. That's why I did it. But anyway, and then this one I grabbed just because it's a cool cover. Avengers, 225. But it's got that border, which is kind of cool, and then the great Black Knight cover, which I think it said it's Melville. Saw the names on the cover. I got it. Well, Hannigan and Beatty, John Beatty. I got some books signed by him one time. And then I grabbed this one, which is a DC book, Orion of the New Gods, number 3. And it's got the Black Racer, which Silver Surfer is one of my favorite Marvel characters. This guy's on skis, right? He skis through space, the Black Racer. I don't remember what year that is. Do you know what year that is? I don't know. I used to read some of that stuff, but I don't remember that guy. Seems I've heard of the Black Racer, but I didn't realize he was like a guy on skis. Is he after Orion or after you? So, okay, now these these are the books I got. They're $5 each. If you bought 10 books, you got 2 free. So I bought 20 books, and 4 free. So it's 24 books for $100. So they're like 4 something a book, right? So anyway, kind of a bunch of random stuff. This one here, the first one's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man, $5.93. The Obama cover, which I never got that. I don't know why I never grabbed it. I thought it got expensive for a while. I thought it was very limited, but it was in a $5 box. I collect Spider-Man, so I grabbed it. Oh, and then this is a Marvel movie special, James Bond for Your Eyes Only, number 1, which is also, I have a box full of books, movie adaptations and TV shows. I have a whole bunch of CSI stuff, So I do have a box of a bunch of different movie adaptations. So I grabbed, there's a couple of those in here. Well, there's this one. I don't know if you ever saw this show before. This is a DC movie special, Alien Nation number 1, which was kind of, I used to watch that show. It must have been in the 80s, late 80s. Before I was married, I know. Oh, and then, I don't think I ever had this book. Total Recall number 1, DC. It looks like a photo cover, I'm not sure. And then this, there's a sticker on the back of this one. Bad Raptor Comics. From Adrian, Michigan. Oh, this is Spider-Geddon 0. Which I have. Yeah, I have all the Spider-Geddon, the whole Spider-Geddon series. I don't know if I have 0. I don't remember seeing that cover. I've got Spider-Geddon 1 in an homage to this cover in a 9/8. I got at the same time I got that book. So I got them both in a mystery box from Barry Gary and Terrificon. Oh, and then I bought this Marvel Super Action starring Captain America, number 1. Great Captain America cover. Really a nice shape. So I grabbed it up. I actually had to put books back because I had a bunch of them at first. I was kind of swapping stuff out. Then I got this DC book, Beowulf the Dragon Slayer, number 1, which Beowulf has a cover that's in the Mouth of the Beast. I don't know what number it is now, but one of the Beowulfs, I'll show that whole thing someday. Maybe I got a picture of it I can put up here. But Beowulf was in the mouth of a dragon. And that. So I got Beowulf number 1. And then I got this Badger number 1, which is, who makes this book? Capital Comics. Badger number 1. Kind of a cool cover. I mean, manga-ish. I don't know. Oh, then I got this giant size Doc Savage #1. Pretty sure I had that when I was a kid. I used to read all this stuff. It says 1975, so it'd been about the year that I quit buying comics, but. And then this is, 1973, Conan the Barbarian King Size Special, #1, which is Barry Windsor Smith cover. Oh, and then 2001, A Space Odyssey, #1. I don't believe I have that book, which is a cool comic and based on a novel and a movie, I believe. I don't know. I think I may have a copy of this. I don't think it's in good shape. That's in really nice shape. Power Pack, #1. Which I'm so very surprised they haven't shown up in a movie yet. They're gonna. And I was really surprised this was in there for $5. Fantasy Masterpiece reprint, Silver Surfer #1, which is a little rough, but I mean, #1 issue and 3 and 4 are usually somewhat expensive if they're in decent shape. I'll show. I got some other ones here. Oh, and then this. Well, I should have taken this out, I guess. Get the tape out of the way. I need to change that. Anyway. Still in a poly bag. X-Force 1. With the Deadpool card. So, grabbed it. Probably should get it out of the poly bag, but I don't know. I know it leaves a crease, but you can press that out too. There we go. X-Force 1 in the poly bag for less than $5. Okay, and this is Long Shot, issue 4 in a 6-issue miniseries, but it's signed by Arthur Adams right there. It says 316917 or what? I don't know what that says. You got his name and his number. It looks like a date. Oh, 91. 6/13/91. Maybe? 31691. But it says Arthur Adams. Says it's got a sticker on the back. Says it's signed by Arthur Adams. At 31691. It just says $9 on the back, but I got it for less than $5. So there's that. I do have that. I know I have that miniseries. Oh, and then I bought this Secret Wars 3, or Secret Wars 2, #3, which goes along with my. Where I put them. I leave them up here. I have a Secret Wars 2 #3. It is signed by Shooter, which I had it signed at. Oh, this was signed on 6/23/21. So anyway, remember when I had him? I must have sent this in to have him sign it, but it's also signed by Al Milgrom, and he did a thing remark down there. Now I got a reader. Okay. So then I also grabbed these, which is a What If, #33, which has what if Dazzler had become the Herald of Galactus, and also what if Iron Man was trapped in the time of King Arthur. which I've been grabbing all those books that they've had coming out. I think. Oh yes, I did. Which go along with these. What if Galactus had transformed Rogue? Or what if Galactus had transformed Spider-Gwen? Or what if Galactus had transformed Gambit? Or what if Galactus had transformed Moon Knight? Well, these are all modern, and they're all #1 issues. I like to say they make them #1 issues. So, I grabbed that what if just because I see that they're doing the same thing with all different characters. So we got a few more left here of this batch. Oh. Spawn, #6. I think that's Overkill or Overt Kill or something like that. But the Newsy. Grab the Newsy up if you find them, especially those early ones, I guess. Oh, and then this is King Size Annual #6, Incredible Hulk, which I grabbed because it's got the Cocoon for him, Adam Warlock. I've got, I think, a slab edition of the first, when he comes out of the Cocoon. I think I've got where the first time the Cocoon was shown. I've got the first time, which I think is an Alpha Flight, that her came out of the Cocoon. I don't know if I have anything about that one, but I have most of the Adam Warlock Cocoon stuff. Then I grabbed this one, Amazing Spider-Man 229, because he goes another one of my sub-collections. And like this, yellow covers. Right, Neil? So, I think I got a couple of yellow covers. There's that one. Oh, this is another Amazing Spider-Man 290. It's got the crazy shadow cover. Might have that, but I don't think it's in that good a shape. That's a nice edition of it. And then there is this Thor 262. Thor running through the middle of a bunch of floating heads. So, I still love the floating heads. Then I got this Cover of Darkness, which is SP Comics. I don't know, I've never heard of that. But it's Cover of Darkness 1, which has got some girl's head floating in the middle of a bunch of monster floating heads. So, more floating heads. I believe this is the last one of that batch I bought. That was 24th book for $100, which is Liberty Meadows #37 by Frank Cho. I've got some Frank Cho stuff. I met him. We went to a panel where him and Charles Soule and I think Steve McNiven were at. And I had him sign a Liberty Meadows book that these open sideways because they're like the strips out of the newspaper. They're newspaper strips. I've never seen this. He draws beautiful women, little characters. So he did a lot of art on, what was it, the Totally Awesome Hulk. He was drawing some of that because there's a character called Amadeus Cho, right? I don't know if he had anything to do with that. But, all right, so that was the 24 books that I bought. I don't remember whose booth I grabbed these from either now. But anyway, there are all these. This is Fantasy Masterpiece #10, Silver Surfer, in really nice shape. So they're all marked $10, but I don't think they were half off. I forget. Also, Fantasy Masterpieces Silver Surfer 11, which is where he's carrying Shalabal, or however you say her name, on the cover. And she is going to be the Silver Surfer in the new movie, Fantastic Four movie. First Steps, I believe it's called. And then Silver Surfer 12, Fantasy Masterpieces reprint. Just got that's a newsie, I guess. Which is the Abomination cover. I'm going to keep all this stuff over here. Gotta get tilty. And then Vanity Masterpieces Silver Surfer 14 with the Spider-Man cover, which I had a hard time finding that in the Fantasy Masterpiece. I think I only had one, now I have two. And then Fantasy Masterpiece Silver Surfer number 13, which is the Doomsday Man cover. So, and now these other books I grabbed from, Fat Daddy's Comics. I know I did, yeah. So I grabbed these from there, and then that's all the things I bought there as far as from vendors. But I also got this, another Silver Surfer 12. I've got quite a few of those. Neighbor's home. Can hear her pulling in. And then I also got this Silver Surfer 5. These both have 15 on them, but that one is, these are really clean, really clean. And then my $100 book, which is something unusual for me, actually, that I grabbed, was this Forever People #1 DC book, art by Jack Kirby, who's one of my favorite artists, but I'm not sure what year this was out, but I know I had this book when I was a kid, and I don't know if I had the whole series, but I had several of them I remember, because it is a fun book. It's a bunch of like hippie type stuff that was going on back in those days, and I just always thought that was a fun cover. Got Superman on it, so I found it in a bin. I was surprised it was in a box, but Fat Daddy's got a lot of good stuff up on the wall. He sells a lot of fantastic books too, I think. But it had $100 on it. I think I paid full price for all these, but I think he had them marked down pretty good. I don't know. But I wanted to have it. I got it. Happy to have it. So that was all the books I purchased. Now, these I didn't purchase at that show, but they were available. There were some of these available that you could get signed by Kevin Eastman, which I did have one signed. But I also bought these were the books that were available there, which are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #6. But they have, like, this is the black and white cover, so it's a cover homage to Giant Size X-Men 1. This is the regular cover, right? Or this is the black and white cover, so this is like the sketch cover. And then this is the Virgin cover. So you can't even see them. They have a cover over them, but I'll show in a minute. And then this one, this is how they came, though. The regular cover, which is just color with a trade dress. But that's the first thing I did was go to Bill Morrison. You saw I had the program signed by him. I also had him sign this copy of Radioactive Man that I got. I'm going to get some pictures of these so that you can see the autographs better. He just signed it right there across the, I guess that's Radioactive Man. I haven't read this either, but I bought this a while back, and when he happened to come back, he's around a lot. No more. I think he's from this area, because I also have, I bought this from him, I think at Great Lake Comic Con a couple years ago. Just a Bender sketch with his signature. Let me get out of the way. I also had him sign Simpsons 1 in a 9.4. Bartman 1 in a 9.2. I think that silver foily stuff's got a couple scuffs on it. And an Itchy and Scratchy 1 came back in a 9.4. And these were all out of my collection. I think I bought the Bartman somewhere. But these I had bought along the line, I think. And I also have a Futurama 1, which I bought from Bill Morrison. And he did a Bender sketch very similar to that. So I got a shot of that here. And it came back in 9.8. So it was really cool. And I also have, a reader copy for The Simpsons #1. And actually, I thought I had a reader copy for Bartman But this is also called Simpsons Comics and Stories #1. So I knew it had Bartman on the cover. I was thinking it was the same book, but it's not the foil cover one. And so, and I also had, some books here signed by Angel Medina, which this is Spawn 137, which the cover is done by Greg Capullo. The interior art is Angel Medina, and I had him do this. He did this nice, cool remark, Spawn remark right there. So I was really happy with that. I think $30 a remark. I actually went there and he had 2 or 3 books he was going to do, and people there trying to get signatures. So I came back later, and he still had people there and was trying to get another book. He had one more book he had to finish, so I left him with him. And then I picked him up Sunday because I got out of there. But anyway, I also had him do this, what's it, Spawn 136? Yeah. What was this one, 138? But I went through, he did a whole run of Spawn. But I picked 2 of them out that had the cool Violator cover and the cool Spawn cover. He did a Violator remark right there, if you can see it. I have to get pictures of these. And then I also got this Kiss Psycho Circus, which he did all the art on these. And actually, that's what I was saying. My daughter got me these cool display cases, which they just magnetize together at the top here. So I get this out without dropping it. And then they go right back together like that. But there's Kiss Psycho Circus, where it's signed down here in silver, and it's got the Gene Simmons remark right there, which is just badass. Badass looking. Really cool. And that's what I think I've mentioned before. I had him sign this whole series, Venom Dark Origin. But this is Venom Dark Origin #1, and the book had a big blob of ink right there. If I can find the pictures. And I took the whole series in, and I asked him if he could do a remark on this book and use the blob of ink as part of the remark to cover it up. So the blob of ink is in the middle of the eye, which gives it like a texture. So he did a Venom remark, and then Angel Medina signed that. So that was really cool of him. He's a really nice guy. He was talking to all these kids. He had a whole lot of art available to buy. I was thinking about buying some of his original art, but I had Kevin Eastman sign some books. Actually, I had him sign 4 books and then a remark. I had $40 a book, $80 for the remark, and a signature. But I had him sign these, which is, oh no, wait a minute. Before I met Kevin Eastman, actually, I did meet Sam J. Jones, who played Flash Gordon in the movie. Flash Gordon movie from the 80s with the music by Brian May from Queen. But I met him, and I actually bought this book at my comic store when it came out, because I knew he'd been in it. I'd seen him I think I saw him at Fantasticon in Toledo. But anyway, so he signed that down here. I think these were $50 an autograph. But I had him sign 2 books, because I found this at that show, which is Flash Gordon number 36 or something. Flash Gordon 31, but it says the movie Flash Gordon, and it's got a photo cover of him. I think this is kind of like from a movie poster, but he signed it right there, Sam Jones. So I thought that came out really cool. He was a really nice guy. And that's what I was gonna say. And if you paid $80, if you bought $80 worth of stuff from him, because he had pictures and stuff, but I paid for the autographs, and you got the free football card, which is from the movie. He was a football player, of course. Flash Gordon was, a pro or college football player, I think, and then he ended up going to space. I don't know if you ever know the story of Flash Gordon. But anyway, so I got those things signed by Flash Gordon, which was $100. Plus I bought Forever People for $100, 25 books for $100, 24 books. But I also had Kevin Eastman sign some books, which this is how I take the books. Except these are kind of weird because I don't know if you've ever seen these signature bags. They can reach right in there and sign. If you have a book that doesn't have these covers on them. I gotta get this open. Is this the top? No, that's the top. This is the top. They also open backwards, it seems like. But these books that you got from the show were like this. They have you got a certificate of authenticity, but then they have this white cover over top of them. As you can see, I bent mine back so you can sign it. I had to do 2 of these. So this is the Virgin cover. Kevin Eastman, and I also had Jason Moore. He did the coloring on this. So I had Kevin Eastman sign it and Jason Moore on this one. No, I don't have these bagged and boarded. I'm going to go right here. So bagged and boarding these as you watch. That's there. All right, so here's the other one. All right, I see the top. Same thing here. Down there. And this also has a certificate of authenticity. And this is, well, see now this is the Virgin cover, but I must have them in the wrong. Put them in the wrong bag after I had them signed. This is the original cover. Same thing, signed by Kevin Eastman and Jason Moore. Jason Moore charging $5. Kevin Eastman charging $40 for the signature. And then I also had, let's see where. Oh, that's a certificate of authenticity for this other book, which is, I believe this is the don't worry, I'll speed it up, Randy. Certificate of authenticity. So this is the black and white cover. I did not have him sign. So I'm going to put this back in here. If anybody's interested in any of these, let me know. Especially if he's going to be coming around any shows near you. I have these books that he can sign. I have those other ones. Let's see what else I have here. Oh, okay. I had this Last Ronin, The Lost Years, #1, that Kevin Eastman signed right there. And then I have this, actually this is Last Ronin, the original Last Ronin. But this is a cover. This is they're all like this. Okay, this is an edition that's cover done by Ryan Gary Brown, which I had him sign there. It's also a Very Gary exclusive. So I had Very Gary sign it there with Keep It Comics when I met him at Terrificon. And then I had Kevin Eastman sign it right there. So it's triple signed so far by Kevin Eastman, Ryan Gary Brown, and Very Gary. So I'm gonna, there's more turtle people. I should have taken this, I guess it was last year, because they had all the turtle guys there. And then I had Kevin Eastman sign this exclusive Great Lakes Comic Con edition. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oops, still not turn down. Issue 78. But it's got the border. It's done by Kevin Eastman and Jason Moore. But I had taken this to my car. I didn't realize. So anyway, I had Kevin Eastman do this and the sketch, a remark, sketch in the middle. I got up there and there were people that waited. I heard over 4 hours in line on Saturday to get autographs. But I got there on Sunday. Like I said, I stayed the night. We went to Victory Inn and had food and drinks and a good time. I got back early. I got to the show, it opened at 10. I got there like 9:30. So I got in line and they had our line separated off already for Kevin Eastman. We waited until they opened the show at 10. So I waited like 25 minutes there. Well, then they walked us all directly in, and we're going to walk us over to Kevin Eastman's booth. Well, half the people in line didn't have their ticket checked because they hadn't gone in and got their QR code scanned because you got a 3-day, you got a lanyard. I want to show that. I have my lanyard somewhere here. But anyway, so half the people had to go get their tickets, and they kept leading us right over to the line. So we lost those people. They had to get behind. So I was only about 10th person in line. But yeah, by 20 to 11, I had all this stuff signed and I was done and out of there. So I got my Turtles book signed. All right, well, that was everything I picked up at the Great Lake Comic Con. So I've got another video I'm going to do here. I may put some different books up. I've got some other books I had signed at the Great Lake Comic Con. I'm going to show, well, I'm going to show the books I picked up over the last month now for New Comic Book Day. And I also have a couple boxes that I got on Whatnot, one from Barry Gary's Comics and one from the Breakout Daily. And I'm also waiting to get 4 of the Bry's Comics mystery packs that have, I don't know, there's like 3 different titles and a whole bunch of different variant packs, a lot like the Whatnot packs, you know, like the comic packs. But he's got what he calls the golden tickets in them, which start at like a $500 gift card for his store, all the way up to an AF-15. I think it's like a 1.8, but it's like a $14,500 book, I believe. So I got 4 of those coming. I'm going to open those here, as far as I know. So I'm still trying to get set up here to do my giveaway. That's about it. So appreciate you checking me out here in my comics closet. Keep coming back. I got more stuff going. This is where we take comics and comic collecting right out of the closet. So thank you.